think what's really interesting about the business landscape at the moment is it's changed enormously over the last decade. There's a lot more of them. They're very, very different type from previously. This in turn is then having an impact in terms of how financial services providers are having to interact with them. They're having to deal with a lot more, and they're having to improve their digital journey, the customer journey, enormously. And that's affecting the whole sector hugely. What's also then happening is different types of data are coming in over time. And what's already happening from the compulsory credit data sharing, which means that all the main banks will have to share their current account data, but also what's coming up in terms of open banking. And then actually looking ahead, the impact of GDPR is going to be absolutely enormous. But what's interesting there is that a real opportunity for financial services companies to interact much better with their customers rather than just seeing it as a real challenge from a regulatory perspective?
Well, the business population is growing at a rate that we've never seen before in the past. Over the last 20 years or so, since the dawn of the internet and mobile technology, it's been so much easier for anyone to start up a new business, but equally easier for them to close it down if things aren't working. What this means is that we now see a population twice the size of what was around 20 odd years ago, but it's made up of much smaller firms, much more knowledge-intensive firms rather than fundamental goods-producing businesses. Very little in the way of fixed assets, very little borrowing, and very young firms. The average lifespan of a business is about 4.5 years these days. Now, if you think how many lenders prefer not to lend to businesses under 3 years old, that gives them a very short time frame to actually make a profit out of the businesses they are lending to. So there's a real need to rethink and to try and come up with ways of assessing young, small businesses, their creditworthiness, and what their needs are in order to be able to serve this ever-evolving population.
There's a lot going on in the regulatory landscape at the moment when it comes to things like credit data sharing, release of more data from the government, increased controls around the data that we handle and that we process. There's a lot going on. So it's really important that our customers understand all the things that are going on, the opportunities it creates for them, the threats that it may bring to their business models, and how they need to adapt to those changes. So we're taking an opportunity to engage with our customers, to give them great insights into what we see coming now and in the future, giving everybody the chance to prepare and get the most out of all the opportunities that this increase in data, but also changes in regulations can create. So we can help our clients in detail understand the data that will become available, the things that they can use that data for, how they can integrate it into their processes, drive greater efficiencies, improve risk controls, and become more compliant as organisations at the same time.